y'all. Welcome to another episode of my podcast, Loving My Growth. You're here with me, LaVette, and I have a special guest today here with me, Dr. Whitaker, my fave. So yeah, we're going to be talking about mental health in the Black community. But first, as we always start, we start with a word of the day. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm just going to be clearly transparent. I had a bad week. I ain't put no questions together. I didn't have a word of the day picked out. I'm having a rough one. But word of the day today is alignment. Because everything has, within the last couple months, has been coming into alignment. You open yourself up and it's just it all starts to fall into place. So with that, alignment means the act of aligning or state of being aligned, especially the proper positioning or state of adjustment of parts as of a mechanical or electronic device in relation to each other. But for us, it's more of forming, different ideas and everything falling into place. So with OCAR, that's our community as a resource, which you'll hear me talking about all the time. Everything's falling into place and we coming. Coach LaVette coming. We coming. Everybody's coming. It's all aligned, falling into place. So with that being said, I want to introduce my road dog, my homie, my cousin, my fave for life. Do I have to keep calling you Dr. Whitaker?
No, you don't have to keep calling me. And I get that question all the time.
Okay. But for y'all, she gonna be Dr. Whitaker. But for me, that's Regina and Regi and yeah. So anyway, you want to tell my viewers a little bit about who Dr. Whitaker is?
Okay. In a snippet, so I am Dr. Regina Whitaker, born and raised Bayview Hunters Point in San Francisco. I've gone to all the schools in San Francisco. Went to McAteer, went to Burnett and Bayview, went to All Hallows, now it's the YMCA. And how I met LaVette was through her cousin, and we became the best of friends. What I noticed growing up in San Francisco and going to Camp Mendocino was a lot of the children and my peers were struggling with something. I didn't understand what that was.
Even though we didn't know.
Well, we did not know what it was. We worked it out. We figured it out. We did what we need to do. And I decided when I was younger to be a doctor. I didn't know what that meant, but I wanted to be a doctor. I didn't want to be a clinical psychologist because I figured they read people. They're stuffy. And then that's what I ended up becoming. That's what I became. And so I went to San Francisco State. I've worked only 2 jobs different than in the mental health field. I worked in the food industry for a year in 2019. Methodology in Concord. They prepare food to heal the body. Oh. And then I did 2 weeks at McDonald's. That didn't pay. Oh. So after the check, I quit.
Yeah.
Other than that, group homes, drug treatment, and I had my own group home in San Francisco with a friend of mine, Alfay Homes. I did that, and I worked at Edgewood in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. It's a higher level of care. I was there for 20 years. I don't want to date myself.
We ain't no babies.
No. Then I worked at Sunny Hills, their residential facility, and I'm currently at Health Right 360 in San Francisco. Okay. I'm the clinical director at Health Right 360, and I have helped start their street crisis response team program. It's the ambulances in the different communities that help with mental health. They have a paramedic, a mental health person, and an everyday person on the streets in an ambulance. And they go out and they help to remove police activity and police crime towards other people. So I did that for a while. So now I'm doing this. I want to have my own. Okay. My goal is to have my own in the African American community. I'm a down-to-earth doctor. This is not how I dress every day. This is court. But this is how I dress every day when I go to work. That's how I dress every day. This is how I dress every day. And I like that because I don't kind of push people off when they hear me talk. that's when they go, oh man, she know her stuff. You know, that's when I do mental health. That's when I focus on mental health. Most of my clients in prison, in jail, foster care, I get the roughs of the roughs, and I love those ones. Depressed clients make me sleepy. And that's because I know that's their stuff affecting me, and it pulls me down, and that's okay. But I like the aggressive ones. I wrote a book on that. There's 200 different types of aggression, which people don't even know about. And so I wrote about
that's the only one I know.
So, a lot of my work and my experience has been my exposure and what I've seen, and I've always wondered why we're in the same community. Why did I come out different than my peers? And being around you so much, our interactions, us hanging out, us doing our little do's and dirt, but having fun, it marked me. It painted a positive image for me to do the things that I do and who I am today.
And we always laughing.
And I don't care what we did. I was just telling my daughter in the car, remember one day my mom said I couldn't talk on the phone to Tammy and LaVette, and I couldn't go outside because I was on the phone too much. So Tammy's house was right next door to my house. And so I remember I stepped out of my door into her door. That wasn't going outside as far as I was concerned. I was still inside. Right. And so
hold on to the door frame.
Hold to the door frame and step up. Right. That's how we did it.
Garlington. Okay.
That's how we did it. And I remember my mom screaming, "Where are you?" And I said, well, I didn't technically go outside because I had to step on the ground outside. Just held that door frame to get into the other house. She's like, "I'm done. Just go. Just go out of my sight." Just got out of my sight. And so those experiences really made me who I am today. But I remember those other experiences, like we've talked about, that mark you. Like, why were things like that? Why did those things happen? I want to change those things. I want to be able to sit across someone that I know and make a difference for that person. Right. And so that's why I'm in this field. It's because I love doing that. And I don't talk textbook. I know it. When I go to court, I can do that. But in everyday life,
it's just normal. It's just us talking, like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because I started doing, like, just my mental health journey videos on my way to work in the car. And one day I did a video, and I was talking about, at 16, you were my inspiration. I wanted to do exactly what you said you was going to do. I wanted to be a child psychologist. I wanted to go to San Jose State. And that I was just headstrong on that's what I wanted to do. And then later I realized, you got your own stuff. How are you going to deal with somebody else's stuff and you don't even know what the world is going on with you? And I was like, okay, I can't mess up no kids' work. That would be me messing up some old kids. Yeah. So then I went back to not knowing what I wanted to do. But of course, now I'm not in the therapy field, but as a certified life coach, I'm able to do what I want to do and not have to unpack and deal with the past. It's more about the future and how to find yourself and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
I like that because not everyone wants to go in their past. Not everyone wants to unfold those layers. And I've noticed, no disrespect to anyone with their masters, but the master level therapists, once that's opened, you open Pandora's box, they don't know how to close it. And now you leave that setting and you're going, wait a minute, what happened to me? Hold on. And then you hear about crimes happening and things going on, and they go back and they go, oh, you had a therapy session before this happened? Well, how come they didn't close you back when they opened you? And this is the reason I chose to get my doctorate.
Okay.
So that I can be able to bring someone full circle, but leave you with a few crumbs when you walk out the door.
Okay.
And you may call and go, Dr. Whitaker, when you said the other day this, I was thinking about that on my way home. Can we talk more about it? Yes, I open myself up. I don't say, your session's over already, I'll talk to you in a week. Sure, let's talk about it.
In a month. If
or
you're
a month.
Kaiser, I mean.
Right. And you got a few sessions. Right. So, no, you're right. Because that's when those things come up when you leave. And so when you see that happen, it's like, wait, I don't want to go back there. I just want to heal every day moving forward. But you will see your past creep up on you. It always creeps up on you. And you don't want it to, but you need to be with someone that can help with that.
Okay.
Because I have a young lady that I work with right now. We were talking about that one day in the kitchen at my job. And she was saying, my therapist said I'm doing okay. I said, okay. And so you ever heard of the BS game? She said, yeah. I said, BS. And she said, why? I said, because you're manipulating the therapy session. You've already walked in the situation. I'm getting a little bit out of this. I said, they need to take you there. Take you a little bit deeper. You know, like that iceberg. Just go a little bit, not too much. I said, but I notice here, you'll come say, Dr. Whitaker, can you come here, please? The other day you said this. Dr. Whitaker, an hour ago you said. I said, that's how your therapy should be. Where it makes you have those moments. When you do that, that's the healing. Little by little. And that really helps.
Okay. Because, you know, when I first started going to therapy, and basically I was working for the devil, and the devil kind of took them over. I don't do AT&T at all. So I was working for a phone company. And nervous breakdown. Ended up going to therapy. And I kid you not, for a whole year, I went to those 50-minute sessions. And I never got to fully work on anything because something new happened every week. And at this time, I was going weekly. And that whole 55 minutes was talked about what happened last week.
And then what happened last week.
And it was just continued. So it never helped. And I never understood, on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't know how to gauge how it happened. I don't know.
Right.
And it actually took me having to go to an adult day program to really understand and really do the work and understand this affected me. This is how I gauge my emotions on the scale. Without that, I would just be like, last week was crazy. I almost ran this person down because they jumped in front of me and like all the stuff. And it's just like, okay. So with that, that's why I said, I'm starting my kids early. I started sending them to therapy early so that they can kind of learn the tools on how to gauge their emotions and how to, be mindful of what's going on around them and how to express themselves and not completely bottle it in. And to me, I think all adults should have had that. There should have been some kind of lesson. Because now, as a product of the black community, kids were seen and not heard. Half the time you wasn't seen. Go your ass back in that room. We kicking it. Like, stay in the room. Don't say nothing. Like, mama has to go in there, I think I broke my arm. You ain't going to the hospital, going to, So it's like we were always shut down. Nobody really listened to us. So, of course, the real stuff we bottled in. And now you have all of us running around like chickens with
your heads cut off. I think there was something that you said that's across the board. People go to therapy and they're dealing with everyday situations. They're not practicing the tools. Like you said, I'm going for a year and I'm working on last week for a year. You're working on last week for a year. Then you go to an adult day program and now you're getting the tools, which is what you wanted to get at the beginning of that year and practice for the year with those tools. But it takes a skilled therapist or psychologist to see that, to be able to say, okay, this is what I'm seeing, And here's the tools that you should be working on. Now, what people don't realize, and really don't realize in the African American community, is that we, the mental health professional, we have 3 sessions. We have 3 sessions to figure out what's going on with you. On the 4th session, you should be getting the tools. So 1 month is 3 sessions to figure out what's going on from what you're telling me. And then that 4th session is, here's the tools.
Okay.
Now you spend the next 11 months practicing those tools.
Okay.
But did anybody tell you that? Because if I tell you that, you're holding me and making me accountable.
Okay.
As your mental health professional.
Okay.
But you don't know that.
Right. Half of them don't know it because I ain't finna go tell them people my business. I don't want them people in my business. Don't tell them people I said or I had anything to do with it, or, and these are all things that in the black community come up.
Right.
And I mean, as a black woman, it may come up in other communities, but I don't know. But we talk about black women.
It does come up. It's very, this is going to sound really strange, but I'm going to say it anyway. And don't shame me for saying this. So I don't get to watch TV much because my daughter holds the television. But I was watching on television. They had the Waltons on there to just work with me here. I was watching the Waltons, and they had an episode. They had an episode of this African American woman who sacrificed for her daughter. She's African American.
Okay.
And Waltons was out in the 70s, early 70s. And she had her daughter, sent her to college. She got her master's degree. She got her education to better herself. Like us, get a house, get a car, and be afforded, right? So when she came back to visit her mother was so excited because the mother sacrificed for her child to have. Like our parents will sacrifice for us. But she said, Mama, what you don't understand is I don't fit in. I came back with an education. I don't fit in the black community. I have these degrees and I don't fit in. I go get a job with the white man. They don't want to hear me tell them what to do.
Right.
They don't want me supervising them. They don't want that. So when we go fight to get the education and we come back home, they say, why are you talking white? Who do you think you are? You're not better than me. And you go to your job, and I have this every day. They don't listen to what I say. They hear Dr. Whitaker. They don't do what I say. They put Regina on my door. I took it down. I'm Dr. Whitaker.
I paid for this name. Why you playing?
And that's the difference, because you know me and you know my struggle. So to say Dr. Whitaker is a respect thing, because we don't get that degree.
Right.
We can't afford that degree.
Right. Right.
But we don't fit in when we get the degree.
Right.
And I said, they had this on in the 70s?
Right.
But we don't get that. And then a friend of mine just sent me, Tyler Perry just spoke at a graduation saying the same thing. Very similar. I don't think he realized the alignment with the two. Right. But I thought, that's...
Alignment. Okay.
One... You caught that. That's the difference. We don't get it. So we have to become a life coach. I had the job I have now. I went into Health Right as a case manager. I did not go in there as Dr. Whitaker. Because if you look at my resume, straight A's, National Honor Society, I have publications written. I have articles written. They say, oh, we don't want no Malcolm X up in here. Hold on. We don't want you. You cannot. So I go in there under a guise like you're doing as a life coach, but you hold so much power. You are so strong, so powerful. But we can't come out the way we are.
Right.
Because we're like a loaded gun.
Yeah.
And my boss right now, who's Asian, and my other boss, who's Caucasian, they're the first people in my entire professional world to say, okay, your resume say this. We want you doing this. And then we're going to push up your pay. And I just told her, no one does that for us.
Right.
Right? No one does that for us.
Right.
And in our community, they're not going to do it.
Right.
But the beauty is, I stay true to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell you, someone wants to, you want to get my services and not be a person of color, $200 an hour. I'm sorry. $200 an hour. If you are not a person of color, it's $200 an hour. If you're a person of color, specifically African American, you ain't got to worry about it. Because you're not going to access.
Right.
That's why I said, you call me, I said, we ain't got to worry about what time, where I need to be. What's the address? What you want me to say? Tell me why you didn't have no questions written. What you want me to do? I'll be there. You want breakfast? I'm on my way.
Brought to you by no. And it's so real because me as a life coach, business coach, I do it all. I'm me. I cuss. You know why I can't cuss? I went to a seminar, 3-day seminar. Mostly Caucasian presenters. Les Brown was the only African American presenter, but mostly Caucasian presenters. They was cussing their tail off, and these are high paid coaches. And it's like, or who am I to be like, okay, so tell me what you want to work on. What's your purpose? What are you looking to get? For what? That's not who I am. My voice stay the same. Okay, I may answer the phone a little professionally because, you know, that's your first impression. But other than that, I got to tell my clients, look, the people that what? Fuck them people. I told my client that she cracked up, and she still cracks up, but she hears me in her head when she's struggling, and it's just like, but that's me. I had to learn that because my heart is so big. It's like, okay, wait, hold on, why am I tripping off the... It ain't about them, it's about me. So I have to lose my train of thought every now and again, and then try to find my way back, because that's what I just did. So yeah.
So I say nothing. You don't do therapy all day, right?
Right. I probably need to be in therapy all day. Hey, Dr. Brown. Okay, so anyway, so as what. I know this question has been asked millions of times, and this is like the main question. Why is it shunned mental health therapy in the Black community? Why are we so against it?
I think historically we've been taught, when I say we, I mean African American community, we've been taught not to talk to anyone. Keep it in the house. Keep it to yourself. If I push it further back than that, when I say push back, I mean slavery. We couldn't talk. And I think people don't realize slavery was only roughly 150 years ago, which is not long, because it went on longer than that. And the Black family was eradicated. It was, your name was removed, first and last name. You were removed. You were only used as a breeding piece and working in the field. You weren't allowed to use your voice. There was no power in our voice. So take that. Now, as a woman, women didn't have rights.
Right.
A Black woman didn't have nothing. You can forget it. Our Black men are in prisons or the Smithsonian Institute, like a historical piece. There is no system to it. So you're saying to take something that hasn't been there and to talk to someone else? They're not there. And then most of our therapists are what? Of what race?
Caucasian.
So you're asking someone, and I'm no disrespect, but you're asking a Black African American person to go into a clinic and talk to someone that is Caucasian who knows nothing about you. Quick example, I was in an IEP for a kid who was talking about juggernauts, who was talking about being able to kill different things in the game and all this, and I was sitting there and I was like this. I'm Dr. Whitaker, but I'm sitting like this because I knew he was talking about a video game, Call of Duty. But everybody in that meeting, the psychologists and all, were listening to it, and they were like, "Oh, he's schizophrenic and he's got delusion and all this." And I was sitting like this because I knew what he was talking about because I played the game with my husband. So I'm just underneath, I'm smiling, and then they kept going. They said, "Well, we're going to give him therapy. We're going to put him on medication." I said, "Hold on. Are you talking about juggernauts?" He said, "You know about that?" I said, "That thing is hard to kill." A long table of people, and they said, "Kill? Well, this isn't good. It's this conduct disorder and this." I said, "It's a video game, Call of Duty." I said, "Boo boo, throw down a claymore. When it blows up, it'll kill him and then run." And then he said, "Oh, you know?" I said, "Yeah." Threw high five each other. Everybody at the table trying to figure out their notes. What's wrong with this child? So when you take a child of color and they bring them into a therapy session with someone, they have to talk about their culture. They have to talk about where they're from for the therapist to understand them first, before you even get to their issues.
Right, okay.
But a person of color can come into therapy and immediately start off what's going on with them, and they're like, "I got something from this quick. Why am I not waiting?" Because I don't have to give you a context to me, my framework first, before I tell you what's going on.
Right.
And that's the difference. But you don't see many of us getting these degrees because we don't know how to get these degrees.
Okay.
We don't go to therapy. There's not someone there that's scripted to teach them culture. We talk about culture awareness, but we don't really talk about culture.
Right.
Hair, skin color. I have a girl in therapy who's darker than you, this woman I see. She's so beautiful. And everyone thinks something else wrong with her. I said, "She don't like her skin color. You can see what it is." And she said, "Can I wear fluorescent pink lipstick?" I said, "Girl, you sure can. Get some fluorescent greens if you want to."
Hello.
So I pulled up an African model who wears all fluorescent colors. And she said, "I can do that." I said, "Yes." That's all she needed. Don't pathologize what's normal.
Right.
Normal versus abnormal. We don't go to therapy because we have to school the therapist before they can help us. If I have to school you, I don't want to go.
Right. Yes. And a lot of that is just growing up. I mean, I was the black skillet, crispy, you name it, kids are cruel. But that's them projecting their insecurities off on someone else. And it's like, okay, you start with your kids. When they become adults, we're all better off. But man,
but we're not all taught that.
Right.
We're not all taught that. And and we remember your parents' exposure to whatever they had affects us, just like it affects our children. My children, both my girls, go tell everybody they need therapy. You need therapy. Their mom is a therapist. That's all I hear. I'm like, quit telling people they need therapy.
It's like analyzing your friends. Right. That be me. Oh, for real? Oh, I think you need to see somebody. You got Kaiser? Like,
right. That's my kids. You just told my mama, "Here, mama, here's the phone. Talk to them." Stop doing that to people.
But it needs to be normalized. That's all they're trying to do, is they're trying to normalize it because they were given the opportunity. And, I'm thankful that I took that step into getting the help. I'm no longer upset that it took me so long. But at 23, I told my family, I'm going to go to therapy. And my grandmother was like, "What you need to go to therapy for? You just need to go to church and pray." The rebellious person in me was like, "Okay, I'm still going."
Right. Because you have to. And look at our African American men. My first husband turned our closet into his space. He moved in the closet. But he had been in prison for 35, 40 years.
Okay.
And that's all he knew.
Got it.
And black men will remove themselves from their families. But they were historically forced to be removed.
Right.
How do they see their importance when they're around all women? And the only real role model we had, I hate to say this, but I mean to say it, is Bill Cosby. And now look what they did to him. They done wiped that man out. So if I look at it historically, I have wives calling me, Dr. Whitaker, I'm sending him to you right now. So wait, what's wrong? He's on his way. I'm dropping him off. And they get that. I said, what happened? Well, we got into an argument. I said, did you put hands on her? No. Okay, well, we had a good start. But I appreciate that they don't see me as the other woman. They see me as someone that the husband can talk to, and they can go back to their wives, and the wives feel that appreciation and the admiration. And when I'm out in the community, the wives will come run and hug me. And they go, I'm so glad you're here. And so I want our African American men to go to therapy, because I've had them bring guns to therapy for me to get rid of it. I had a gentleman who was a killer, well-known contractor in San Francisco. He came to me to therapy. He said, Dr. Whitaker, am I doing right taking my daughters to get waffles and chicken every morning before school? He went at 5 o'clock in the morning. Every day he did this. And I said, yeah, of course it's okay. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, please tell them about me. I said, where are you going? He said, I'm not going nowhere. I don't know. But please tell them about me. A month later, I got a phone call that he was killed. He was shot 27 times in the face.
Damn.
He knew. But his biggest focus is taking those girls to get waffles, his twin daughters. Waffles and chicken at 5. I said, I don't care how many waffles they eat. I don't care if they get as fat as the house. Take them to get the waffles and chicken. Those girls, to this day, remember they daddy. Yes. I don't like drug selling. I don't like the dealing. I don't like it. But if I don't have nothing, our men have been taught that's a provider. Life or death. So we, the therapists, I have to respect that. If you're coming to therapy with a gun and you're asking me to get rid of it, yes. If you're coming to therapy with drugs and you're asking me to help you get a job, that's what I'm going to do. If you come to therapy only to hug your baby, that's what I'm going to do. Because I look fast forward, I've had people save my daughter that's out there from getting kidnapped. Because I remember Dr. Whitaker, she made me sit for a whole hour to hug my son. Yes, I did make you sit for an hour to hug your son. That's what therapy is about. We have to unscript what's in the book and make that relationship a give and a take. And there's power in that. Than all these diagnoses and medications. Let's rule that stuff out first. And let's do this. Just down to earth stuff. We do that, we'll get so far.
Dang. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go to work. I really hope people watch this. I really hope, I get excited at looking at how many views I have or whatever. And, I think it's important to bring these topics. It's just me. It's a little old me. I don't have no big name. And, as a matter of fact, I think Taraji Henson, when my podcast first jumped off, or I first started, she started. And I kind of felt some kind of way. Because I'm like, ain't nobody going to pay attention to me. Or they going to be like, they going to be like, oh, you jumping on the bed, following her or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even know if she still got her podcast. I ain't heard nothing else about the child. But for me, I need my people, those that follow me, to know this information. I probably reach people that don't even pay attention to her or someone else. Exactly. So I feel like it's my responsibility to bring it. Because mental health is important to me.
You are going to reach people that she doesn't reach. She's going to reach people at her financial level. And she'll reach people that may want to follow her. You're going to reach individuals that will not be targeted. It's the underserved population. Those are the people that really need it, and these are the people that become a Taraji Henson. Because remember, she wasn't always there.
Right.
She was where we were at.
Right.
And then she will get, and that's the only reason I did this, is because when people say, Hunters Point, you came from Bayview, what school did you go to? And then when I said it, go, really? 2 people I know of in my generation got their doctorates. 2 I know for a fact. One is Savon Banks. She's a professor. I saw it on her Facebook page this morning. She has her PsyD, and I got the old white man's degree. I got the PhD. That's the only difference. I got a doctorate of philosophy, and I purposely got the harder one. Because we don't get that. Right? We don't get that. That's the old white man's degree. So I made it a point to get the old white man's degree. Right. And it typically takes 8 years. I did it in 5. And got straight A's. I wanted to show that we not only hit the mark, we go above the mark. Right. I didn't just get it handed to me with a C. Right. I sacrificed. Right. You did the work. And that's that little girl from Hunters Point, Garlington, down there on the bottom, running around in that cul-de-sac. Hello. Now, and you're serving the community that you came from. So because a lot of people don't, because they're like, I did this work. I'm going to get this money. And the money ain't here where I came from. The money is somewhere else. Right. And, you know. And I have my job, but I do this. You make your paycheck, and then you help. When I was in Bayview, working at Baby Hunters Point Foundation on 3rd, so many people were in the office. I went to your mom at the daycare to try to find you. Huh? We know how to find you. Go find your mama. Go find your auntie. Y'all better leave Auntie Gladys alone. Okay. Coming to find me. I need therapy. My child needs therapy. My cousin needs therapy. It's becoming a popular thing. And I'm glad that they feel that. And in my world, I can't have a multiple relationships. I'm not supposed to do therapy with you and be your friend. So we've always found a way to make that happen to get the help. And it's like, I'm glad. If in Bayview Hunters Point, therapy is becoming popular because of me, that's a good thing. Because the fellas on the corner dealing, they in therapy. Right. They be like, what's up, G? I said, I don't know what's up. Okay. See you on Tuesday? Yeah, I'm about to go make your fee. I'll be right back. Right. But they in therapy. No one would ever know that they're doing that. And that's a beautiful thing. It's powerful. Well, what can we look forward to? Because I got some stuff. We working on the community. It may not be, San Francisco got a lot of stuff going on. As you know, you're coming to our launch, the OCAR launch. Yep. And we're trying to figure out different avenues that we can help and give back to the community, starting here in Richmond. We do plan on expanding, but we want to start here in Richmond. I know I've talked to you about support groups, because we all have some things, and because we have some things, we're aware. A lot of people are not aware, and we want to expose some of this stuff to people in the community. So I'm looking to collaborate with you on some things. Yeah, and I definitely want to, because it's hard to find someone that's not going to say money first. And that, for me, I'm not money driven. This is why I have the job, because I'm not money driven. Right. I want to be able to help and provide the resource and the services that are needed in the community. So, of course, hands down, you got me. You don't worry about that. Right. As far as what's coming down the pipelines for me, I want to open private practice, but I'm trying to find the most efficient way. One of the things I find efficient is when people call me. People frequently reach out and call me and ask for advice about their child's IEPs, or people will call me about their medications, and they're not sure about how, is this affecting me? Can I drink? Can I not drink? What can I drink if I am on these medications?
Grapefruit gonna kill you. Okay.
I sure will. Being able to provide a resource like a phone number that people can reach out to and call someone to access resources, access education and services at no charge. And that may sound crazy, but it's my norm. I've been doing this 24/7, and I find it to be more efficient when someone can reach out to someone and call someone, supporting them in court, understanding their court legal process, being able to talk to someone at night. My family is aware. I sleep with my phone. That's what I do. But I definitely want to link up with you to support in the way that I can in this field, in what is needed. However it's needed, I want to be able to do it because it's not there. Now, understand, if it comes through LaVette, then that's not, I don't charge her. I'm just putting that out there. When it comes through my girl, there's no charge. But if it doesn't come through her, there is a fee.
Hey, and just being real.
I mean, right, this is the real life, but this is my cousin. I love her. I will sacrifice and go down.
And with that being said, I mean, hey, it's not cheap to do that inner work. That inner work is some stuff. And you do have to be ready. You do have to be prepared because, man, I know I avoid that. It's certain stuff I don't watch on TV or I know avoidance because I will not watch Set It Off ever again in life. Great movie.
No.
Horrible ending. I mean, not horrible. I mean, it was very dramatic, but that's emotional. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. If I see it on, I hurry up, turn the channel.
With the button.
Like, quit! Why you gotta freeze now? But, I mean, so we do avoid. And, some people don't want to do their hard work. But if you want to be better, you want to move forward, you want to grow and transform into the person you can be, you gotta do the work.
It's hard.
You gotta do the work.
And most therapists are in therapy. Most therapists are in therapy. Am I in therapy? No. Why am I not in therapy? Because I have needed it after seeing the therapist. But I am a talker. I do communicate, and I do verbalize what I need and where I need to be at. I have my own techniques and approaches to healing self. I don't listen to my radio in my car. It works. I just don't turn it on. I never turn it on. I'm always taking my daughter. We chase rainbows. Literally, we chase rainbows. We're going to Virginia City tomorrow just to go up and get some Raising Cane's chicken and come right back. But that's the kind of stuff I sporadically do because the closest one is in Bakersfield. It's in Nevada.
Oh,
I know we're going 2 hours away to get some Raising Cane's, but that's
a road trip. I mean, you have a destination. You're not just driving willy nilly.
And I want a caramel apple. Yeah,
and then we come on back. That's an outing.
It's right.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that's the type of things I do to heal self, to take care of me. I love therapy. It fuels me to see people grow, to see people change. I know I'm doing something that's different than most people don't do. There is a number of therapeutic approaches. I would recommend anybody to interview your therapist before you see a therapist.
Okay.
I tend to get a lot of clients. People want to leave their therapist once they come to me because this is how I am in therapy. This is normal. I'm not, tell me more about it. What was that like for you?
So, okay. It's like, okay, is you counting the time? Every 10 minutes you do this so you'll know what to...
Yeah. I don't take notes in therapy. I don't write. And the reason I don't write is because I see my client like they're my family member. Mm-hmm. If you sit with your mom and talk for an hour, do you need to take notes? Right. So I don't take notes with clients. I know how to sit and have a dialogue with them and remember everything they said. They'll trick me like 2 weeks later. Dr. Whitaker, when I said such and such, I said you had this on, and you were saying this, and this. Golly. I do.
You are listening to me.
You are. Hey. Right. And that's how I feel therapy should be. It should be organic. It should be natural. It should be engaging. And all my clients always come back. They'll always call every time when they walk out. They call, Dr. Whitaker, yeah, what's wrong? I was thinking about. I said, okay, hold on, put you on speakerphone, put your phone down. Okay, go ahead. What you saying? But when you said, what did you really mean? Well, you said this, and this to me, so I thought this, and this, and they go, wow. Okay, bye, Dr. Whitaker. Drop that crumb. Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the basket.
Right, and that's how therapy should be. It should make you walk away doing that, and then they go back and walk away. So when they say Dr. Whitaker's, people think, because I went to school, I want to say Dr. Whitaker. Say it out of respect. Mm-hmm. If you don't respect it, don't say it.
Right.
People that say it to me go, dang, she know her stuff. Mm-hmm. That's Dr. Whitaker. Mm-hmm. That's my shrink. Don't say, no, right. You are my shrink. Because right. You have shrunk all the issues that I have.
Yes. Because that was going to be my next question. Why is it a shrink?
Because you're shrinking all these problems.
Okay.
All these problems.
Because I really thought it was derogatory, but okay. I just
no.
Okay.
And this is how individuals that I work with come to me. I tend to get the cases where the police call me and say, Dr. Whitaker, we got somebody for you. Or when I wake up in the morning, I remember one day I was getting up in the morning and on the way to work, my doctor said, Mommy, your client on the news. I said, my client on the news where? See, Mommy, right there. I said, I'm going.
Okay, let me go and get up.
Yeah, that'd be mine. Mine be the ones where I get these phone calls and I'm going, can you stay out the news?
Right.
You embarrassing me. You know? Hey, I know, but I want to see you. Call. You don't have to do that. Just call.
Okay, just pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone. You ain't got to do all that.
I didn't know the number.
Yeah.
Whitaker!
Right, I hate that. Or the psych ward calls and they hollering my name. It's like, if you don't stop, when I get there, you're going to need somebody. It is unnecessary. They got me in the database. Right. So I like to be wanted, but not like that wanted.
Right. Want me, but yeah, just tone it down.
I think it's because it's a regulation. They feel regulated. Mm-hmm. And there's a way that I talk in a natural way. I still talk normal. Like you were saying earlier. If you curse, but then someone that's making more money curses, and then someone goes, oh my goodness, why did you do that? But you're doing the same thing. When I go in, if you don't stop, what you doing? Mm-hmm. And they go, okay.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, and that's us. You know, your mama said that. Somebody said that. Why do we talk with our lips and teeth tight? Because right. I'm telling you that this is serious.
Right.
Cut it up.
Right. And they get it. They understand where you're coming from. They understand what that means. But it creates a normalcy to do it. And I also noticed that I do have physical contact with my clients, not inappropriately. I will hug. I will hold their hand. And some people feel they're untouchable. Many feel they're untouchable. They feel dirty or unclean. And I know I grew up not wanting to be touched at all. Like, don't even hold my hand. And that comes from my own.
Why you so close?
Right.
Scoot over.
Get back, right? But I learned the power of the touch because I've had many clients come back who were homeless and dirty and smelled. And I still hug them. And they're trying to, protect me from getting their dirt. I said, there's a person underneath that still. There's still a person under that. So doing more everyday human things. Just everyday people don't do that. You know when someone's authentic. You know when they're real. And you know when they're just here for the money.
Right.
And I'm definitely not here for the money.
Right. I got my check. My bills is paid. Alright, so we gonna have to do something else again. I'm gonna have to have you on. We're gonna have to maybe pick a topic, and this was me introducing you to my community and, you know, getting the conversation started about mental health in the Black community. This is like my third episode in regards to mental health that's coming out. And I love it. I'm excited. I'm So
thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. I love you. Know I love you. So
I know, and I mean, this was definitely a glimpse of how we interact. Even if we don't talk for a minute, we come back and we still be laughing and giggling and all the stuff
like
going on.
Right, press play, go back to the way it was.
Right. See, now I'm gonna have to go find that picture so that they can put it up. Of
what picture?
Me and you.
We
were on a weekend.
Weekend in the van.
We wasn't in the van.
Oh, okay.
Orpheus kept trying to take pictures of us, and we were hiding from him. And Orpheus got us.
Stop
He has it's a picture of us going into the room, the lodge, and we kind of look like we sneaking. And just plain as day, just us. I think we had on scarves.
And he caught us.
He got us.
Ooh, stop.
He got us.
We wasn't doing good. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go home and look for it so you can put it up.
They just got dirt on us.
Okay.
Because we did some stuff.
Right. So I do thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we start with the word of the day. We end with a product or service. I got a couple that I'm doing. I've been doing OCAR for the past couple weeks, and I'm going to continue to do OCAR, our community as a resource. We are coming. We got workshops coming in September, so definitely look out for us. Find us on Facebook. We do have an OCAR page. Please subscribe, or it's not subscribe, it's like. I think you like that. But of course, you find this on the Dark Network. So if you're watching this on the Dark Network, please subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, bring everybody along. Because we're doing big things. And also, I'm here. I'm doing business coaching. If you are a small business owner and you're operating as a hobby, you don't have your paperwork, you didn't register your business name, you don't have a bank account, hit me up. Let's work. Let's get you settled straight away. 2021 is definitely a year of transformation. As far as life coaching, mindset coaching, you stuck, you don't know where to go, you really want to do something, make your life a little more meaningful, hit me up. Let's work. Other than that, we got Dr. Whitaker, and she got books and all that good stuff. So please, you don't even be on your Facebook, so I ain't even about to say it.
They can reach out to me on my Facebook, or they can call me. It's a real number. They can call me at 415-571-5825, or email me at whitaker.regina@gmail.com, or my Facebook.
Okay.
Regina Whitaker. And I actually do answer.
See, you better off on the phone. I don't think she'd be on Facebook. Okay. So, yes. So today was very enlightening. I do hope, you guys learned something. Is it something that you can apply to your life? Are you going to call? Are you going to hit one of us up? If you are, and if you learned something, you have grown. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.
But I'm not though. Don't have to prove it, keep it music, Southside, birth the psycho. A public threat like a sideshow. So gather round, enjoy the sound while the rubber and the pipe smoke. Dark Network.
Hey family, it's your girl, Revolutionary Rika. Please tune in the last day of every month for Revolutionary Rika Speaks at 6 p.m. If you miss it on my page on YouTube, Revolutionary Rika Speaks, check it out on the Dark Network, 247.com. I can't wait to see you. Come get this game. What do you see as the problem with the black community?
Me personally, I see the problem being us believing the hype. Us believing the hype and stopping us from walking in our purpose. Stockholm Syndrome. A condition where you believe that you are something that you're not based on what this other person who's holding you in prison makes you feel.
And I'll just add, when you're in that situation, the trauma, that turns into trauma, right? All of this is blocking that purpose, the thing you was born to do. All of these experiences, all of these conditionings and manipulations by these other people. And so our solution from OCAR is...
And using our community as a resource. That's what OCAR stands for. Coming in and finding people who you didn't think had talents, but everybody has a talent.
Absolutely.
And utilizing those talents to make our community, little by little, block by block, a better place for everybody in it.